News has just come out about how the Heat are concerned about Tyler Herro's personal life, which adds new perspective to the My First Million video he did 1 year ago. He had a successful rookie season, but he's playing off the bench in his second season. As Yahoo Sports put it, Heat guard Tyler Herro played like a star as a rookie in the 2020 playoffs. This season he has regressed while continuing to embrace his celebrity status. At the time this video was made, Tyler was looking to be a star of the future. Now that is uncertain, so let's take a look at his spending with new perspective. And before we do, I want to acknowledge that my eye is bloodshot due to some allergies, so yeah, clearing that up.
Is that $1 million?
Yeah.
Oh, this is $1 million right here?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, we got a lot of money to spend.
It actually looks smaller than you might think.
I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Greenfield, Wisconsin, a suburb right outside of Milwaukee. My first job was I worked for my dad doing snow plowing and stuff like that. I'd probably say $10 an hour. I'll probably work for 5 hours a night, quick 50.
That's a positive. One thing I've noticed with these My First Millions videos is the athletes who worked as an entry-level job growing up seem to be better able to manage money in general as they grow older.
Conversations definitely come up in high school and college, talking to my friends. If I ever make it to the NBA, I would probably get a car. That's a dream, to be able to make a lot of money doing something you love.
A car is nice, but investment properties that will pay for cars in the future is nicer.
Getting drafted by Miami, how did that feel going from Milwaukee to Miami?
It was obviously a big adjustment. Obviously the weather being one thing, and then the lifestyle. Being able to play basketball in a beautiful city, there's really nothing better.
I think the party life might also be a bigger element, which he smartly won't say here, but Miami is party central, so that's got to lead to some issues. Just naturally, anyone going from no money to rich in a new party city when you are young and single, it's inevitably going to lead to problems.
And no state income tax in Florida, so that was another perk to coming to Miami.
No state income tax is massive. I don't know how teams in cities with high income tax can compete with states without it, because you essentially offer 10% less for the same salary.
I figured it was going to be a lot of money, and then once I seen 3.6 million was a lot. It was amazing to be able to see that. That's a lot of money for a young kid, but I felt like I worked for all of it.
That's one thing that is true. Whatever you think of athletes, they have earned the money because of how hard it is to get to this level, and with no guarantee of earning anything along the way.
Coming from no money to having a lot of money, I knew I was going to have to get a financial advisor and everything like that. He kind of came to me with a long-term plan with the money I have now, so saying that I never make another NBA contract. The 4 years or 5 years that my contract is now will set me up for the rest of my life.
That is fantastic and something everyone gets a large check should be doing.
I have a physically demanding job, so I have to really set aside a certain amount of money for my post-career and what I'm going to do after basketball.
That's great, and I really wish they would cover that aspect and how they do that more in these videos. It's not as sexy as wildly spending money, but it would offer a lot of value to viewers. It would also give more context to these videos.
All right, so let's talk about my first million. The very first thing I bought, I think, was a Gucci purse for my mom. I was in New York by myself with some friends, and I had just seen it at the Gucci store and bought it for $5,000. Gucci purse for mom.
A Gucci purse for mom is a nice present, and it's not that much for him, so it's not so bad.
I bought 2 cars. I bought a Jeep and then a Mercedes. I got a S-Class S63 AMG 2020 Mercedes. I bought it in Kentucky, a dealership in Kentucky, and then they sent it down here. It was $200,000.
That is so cheap. Here in Australia, that same car would cost you double that. Look, if you earn 3.6 million, 200K for 2 cars isn't so bad, as long as you keep them for a while.
That was 19. 20. And I like it just white and black, simple. Tinted windows for the sun, and then all black rims. I had to pay for the tinted windows.
How much were it?
$300.
$300?
Yeah. Boom. Tinted windows, $300 for the Mercedes Benz. Boom.
$300 is worth it for a celebrity to get tinted windows.
I bought the Jeep from a dealership down here in Miami, a Jeep Wrangler, customized. We take off the top sometimes. You know, sometimes it's too hot down here, so we had to take it off. 60,000. 60,000, four-door Jeep Wrangler.
Oh, okay, the 200K didn't include the Jeep, but 60K on a Jeep is fine. Again, if he earns 3.6 million, he probably has 2 million after tax. 260K is the equivalent of someone on 360K buying a 26K car, someone on 36K a year buying a 2.6K car, so it's not that much comparative to his salary. It becomes an issue if he keeps replacing them, but if he can keep these cars for 7 years, then it's not the worst expense.
Jeep was already tinted windows when we bought it.
Okay, cool. So no extra $300.
No extra $300 for the Jeep. Saved me a couple dollars.
There's a nice plug for the Jeep.
Weekends in Miami, I love going to South Beach. Just looking for clothes, shopping. There's a place called Webster's. That's really nice. And then the design district has a lot of Dior and different type of stores like that. Clothing, 85,000.
85K on clothes is crazy money, but again, comparative to his salary, that's the same as someone on 36K a year spending 850 a year or 1.7K for someone on $70,000 a year. Now, if you're working a job that requires suits, then this would be a reasonable amount, especially if you're stepping up to a different income level or a new job that requires you to wear suits every day. Again, it depends on how long he keeps them. If you spend that every year, then it's excessive, but if it's 1 year, then you just keep topping up, then it's not so bad.
My first apartment, a realtor down here in Miami helped me find it. $5,000 a month for rent and utilities. $60,000 in rent.
That's really reasonable. I know to the average person you would say that's a lot, but for someone earning what he is, this is reasonable. It's not too extreme, but it's also going to be somewhat luxurious. Renting also makes sense because pro sport is cutthroat and he could be traded or released at any moment. So it's better to rent while things are up in the air. Another strategy which I follow is to buy and live in more rentable places. So if you do find yourself having to move, you can rent it out easily, but at the same time you're paying towards the mortgage instead of rent in the meantime.
I'm renting an apartment right now that I live in, but in the near future I do want to do something in real estate. That is something that really intrigues me away from the court.
Yep, real estate is a good way to build up your net worth and a good place to start to invest.
The team has a nutritionist, but I actually hired my own chef. My nutritionist works for the team, so the nutritionist and chef, they all kind of work together. We'll say about $20,000 a year on my private chef. So $20,000 for my chef.
That is a lot, but at the same time, it's almost the cost of doing business as a professional athlete. You need precise food, and with how much he earns, it's a good use of money. You could say you could save money with DoorDash or Uber Eats, but as he said, they need specific meals.
I always wanted to buy my mom a car. That was like one of the first things I wanted to do. So once I did get paid, I bought her a Porsche, about $80,000. $80,000 Porsche.
This is another regular occurrence in these videos, buying the parents a car. It's pricey and I would suggest buying them a cheap investment property instead, but it's not going to break the bank, although it adds up if he keeps doing it.
I eat out a lot. My favorite restaurant in Miami is Prime 112. Probably go there a couple times a month, I'd say.
But you already have a chef who cooks for you. Why do you need to be eating out on top of that? Eating at home is the same as eating out, and you already paid for it.
The night after I got drafted, I did a big celebration dinner, and I took all my friends and family. Agency, really just everybody, took them out to dinner. So draft day celebration and Prime 112. For dinners over the year, I'll probably end up spending about $10,000.
It's so much money wasted, but at the same time, it's the same as the amount that the NFL players get stuck with for the rookie dinner. But this is the whole year, so at least there's some value in comparison. However, definitely unnecessary when you have a personal chef at home.
My dad, I got him a car too. He likes trucks, so I got him a GMC truck. So I bought my dad a GMC truck for $40,000. So $40,000 GMC truck.
Poor dad only gets half the amount as his mum.
I'm into art too. I bought a $4,000 painting. It's like a portrait of me from middle school, high school, college, NBA. I was an artist in Denver that I met. We kind of collabed together. I told her I wanted something where I kind of grew over the years, and she had an idea and she kind of came up with that painting. Custom paintings for around my house, $10,000.
This is another one where in the circumstances I think it's okay. $4K for a painting is a lot, but with his notoriety, a one-off painting that if he signed it, he could probably sell it down the line if he got into trouble.
I got my chain from Iceman Nick. I got linked up through a teammate. We met in Houston when we played the Rockets, and we kind of customized the chain for me.
Cool. How much was the chain?
$30,000.
Customized chains are a terrible expense because their resale value is diminished by the customization. So this is a bit wild. Also, I never understand why athletes have to show off who they are with their chain. You're already famous, and as an NBA player, you're super tall, so we kind of already know who you are.
Besides jewelry, I have accessories, a lot of glasses. These glasses were the first glasses I bought when I got paid. They're Louis Vuitton glasses. They cost about $1,000. Probably about 10 pairs of glasses. Miami is a very sunny place. I needed these glasses and the rest of the glasses I've purchased so far, so $10,000 on glasses.
Wow, I guess if you know about them, then you would know that they are expensive, but to me, they look like cheap gas station glasses for $10.
We're only 5 months into my rookie season. I have not spent $1 million yet, but this is what I've spent so far.
Wow, $600K in 5 months. That gives us a lot more perspective that he has spent heaps in that time. He didn't mention anything about spending on partying, which as we know, the Heat are worried about. So how much did he really spend? If he had $2 million after tax roughly in the first year, he's spent $600K out of approximately $1 million in earnings, meaning he only invested 40%. Let's not forget that he could get a career-ending issue, or he could have bigger issues partying that derails his career, and this might be all that he gets. It also means that he spent $85K on clothes in 5 months. One reason I think all athletes should start their own clothing brands is just so that they spend money on that and at least have a chance of being successful as a brand, rather than spending ridiculous amounts on other people's brands.
I feel good. I feel like I can do a little bit more spending.
No, you can't. You are barely saving anything, especially when you consider these contracts, once they stop, aren't coming back. So whatever you earn in this short period has to last you your entire life.
It feels good to be able to, take care of my family. That's a dream that I've always wanted to do, is take care of my younger brothers, my 2 parents. I gave my mom a car, my dad a car. Just want to continue to do that.
Yeah, you gave your parents a car, but that's not taking care of them. That's just one flashy item. Taking care would be buying investment assets that pay them forever going forward.
All right, this is how I spent my first $1 million. Well, some of it at least. You need to be smart with how you spend your money.
Is there no sense of irony in saying that whilst you've been spending so much money? Further, since we now know that there's been off-field stuff going on, but there's no expenses being covered here for that, can we really say that's accurate spending? To be fair, I think everyone underestimates their spending unless they specifically cover it all in spreadsheets, which I encourage everyone to do. Also, this is yet another reminder that life is short. Contracts are only there if you can fulfill them. If anyone gets into controversy, they can be fired from their job, and so future money is never fully guaranteed, especially if you do anything risky. You need to make the money you do earn last for as long as you can and err on the side of caution. If you enjoyed this, chuck me a like and subscribe for more like it, and as always, good luck.